When I was a rabbi in Worcester, Massachusetts, I was part of an interfaith clergy group. And at one of the meetings, a pastor from a small church told us about an incident that both concerned her and it made her laugh. It seems that a widow with her 3 children who used to attend services regularly had been absent for several weeks. A group of concerned members reached out to the woman and found out that they lacked suitable clothes. So the members raised the funds, corrected the situation. When the widow and her children failed to appear at services, they called and asked what happened. And the woman explained, "The girls and I looked so nice in our brand new clothes, I took them to the Unitarian church." Now, some might say, no good deed goes unpunished. Some might say the best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. The good deed of clothing this family is in and of itself praiseworthy regardless of the outcome. In Pirkei Avot, it says, mitzvah goreret mitzvah. One mitzvah, one good deed causes another mitzvah, another good deed. However, from the perspective of the small church, the results of their good deed felt like a slap in the face. I would like to view that incident as a case of unintended consequences. In fact, one helpful way to view life in its entirety is to see every aspect of existence as resulting in consequences that we cannot predict. In fact, in our Parashat, VaYechi, Joseph, in speaking to his brothers who had betrayed him and caused his slavery and incarceration in Egypt, says to them, "Although you intended me harm, God intended it for good, so as to bring about the present result, the survival of a great many people." If we think about it, one way to view much of the narrative in the entire book of Genesis is through the lens of unintended consequences. From Adam and Eve sharing a piece of fruit, to Noah in his drunkenness. From Abraham's expulsion of Hagar and Ishmael, to Isaac favoring Esau over Jacob. From Laban deceiving Jacob with Leah, to Tamar deceiving Jacob. From Joseph lording his father's favoritism over his brothers, to Potiphar's wife falsely accusing Joseph. Each incident moves in unforeseen directions, and yet the result is redemption. If we view all decisions with optimism and faith, we may be disappointed from time to time, but the quality of our lives will be lifted up. We will be much happier, much more satisfied. The book of Genesis concludes with our Parashat. The children of Israel are safely ensconced in Egypt. All's well that ends well. But you and I, we know the rest of the story. And yet, even that dark chapter will end with another redemption. The story, our history, our tradition continues. There is a picture so large that it is beyond human conception. In a real sense, only God knows. Faith and hope are lessons not only for our people as a whole, but for each of us as well. The faith and hope that redemption will follow, no matter what the moment is, no matter the darkness, no matter the consequences. Oh, by the way, the widow and her 3 children eventually found their way back to that small church, and the good people who helped them were there to welcome them home again. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Let us be strong and strengthen one another. Shabbat Shalom.